there, it's Jillian with thejilliangroup.com, and today we're going to talk with somebody who I think is fantastic. Her name is Ines Gachot. She's the founder and owner of allpositive.dogtraining.com. And what's interesting to me is that she and I met online. I don't have a dog, it's not something that I'm searching out a lot, but we met through social media. And over the past several months, we built a relationship, and she is fantastic. Not only is she a recent college graduate, but she's been able to build a fantastic business for herself online and is really able to share her passion with people all around the world. And so she is not one of those recent college grads who's out looking for a job now, nor is she somebody who's stuck in a job that she doesn't love. She's able to put the two together and do something that she loves to do, is very passionate about, and like I said, is helping people all around the world. She's done really great stuff. She's just getting started, has had phenomenal results and success already, and I can't wait to see what she does in the months and years ahead. So again, it's her name is Ines Gachot, and her website is allpositive.dogtraining.com. So I hope you enjoy. A couple questions I ask her, you'll see in the notes below, but I hope you enjoy this. I think she has a lot to say, and if you feel like there's somebody you know who could benefit from her dog training, or otherwise maybe somebody who's talked about wanting to start a business or wanting to start blogging but doesn't know where to begin, encourage them to check this out, because Ines goes over all the tools step by step, what to do and how to get started. So stay tuned, here it is. Thanks a lot. Jillian here, and I am so excited. This has been a long time in the making, I would say, and I finally have the opportunity to formally introduce my new friend, Ines Gachot. How are you today? How you doing, Ines?
Very good, thank you.
I'm so glad to have you here and check you out with your fancy microphone there. Very cool.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I know we've been talking for a while, and I just wanted to let everybody know why, or a couple things that stood out to me as far as why we continue to talk and why I'm so excited to have you here today to do a little chat. First of all, I think it's cool. You and I first were connected and became, a relationship was started via social media. And so I think, a lot of people can make comments here and there. Social media takes people away. It doesn't let people talk to each other anymore. But I would say you and I are a good example of people that perhaps, or more than likely, would never have met otherwise. We have different backgrounds, different interests, et cetera, but we share the desire to connect with other people and using social media as a tool. So I just wanted to kind of offer that up there and see if you wanted to add anything to that.
Oh, absolutely. I think social media makes it so much easier to connect with people from all over the world, and I've had the opportunity to meet some awesome people as well, so it's exciting.
Yeah, I think so. I absolutely do. So I think it's really cool. So now that I've partially let the cat out of the bag, why don't we just go a little bit further, and I'll let you kind of introduce yourself and tell a little bit about who you are, what's going on, and then I'll backfill because I have a couple of questions lined up, but I'll kind of toss it up there for you, and you take it whichever direction you choose. How's that?
Sounds good, yeah. So my name is Ines, and I run a popular blog about dog training. It's called The Crossover Trainer, and it represents, and I talk about my experiences crossing over from dominance and correction-based training to positive reinforcement-based training. And I talk about my dogs, I talk about what I've learned, and all sorts of topics as well, dog training related. Mm-hmm. So, and I've been doing that for about a year now.
About a year, okay.
Yeah.
Let's come back to the year situation in a minute, because I have a couple of things lined up for that. But the part that I want to kind of talk about here is, your passion is dogs and dog training and so forth. And I don't have a dog. I have in the past, although I don't have a dog now. So people might think, how does having a dog have anything to do with social media or anything else?
Right.
But that's precisely what I'm so excited about. And I think that you have a really great story, not just with what you're doing for the dogs and for, pet owners, but for people who, like yourself and myself and others, who are out there and have an idea or have a passion or have just something they want to do. It's really encouraging and empowering for somebody to hear your story, because you got started a year ago, and so would you talk a little bit about what that process was like, or kind of how you got started?
I was introduced to a blog and person that does all sorts of online business things. His name is Pat Flynn, and
Yes,
he
we
runs.
love Pat Flynn. That's right.
Yeah.
Smart passive income. We love
Yes,
that. Cool.
yes. And I
Right.
just kind of checked out his site, and I loved it, and I followed through with a lot of the things that he's talked about, and I'm still working towards a lot of those things, and so it's really exciting.
I think that's so great. So,
Yeah.
So I think one of my favorite things I remember from you, from the chatter we've had back and forth online and so forth. I asked you at one point, what do you attribute your success to? What is it? Because I know you also, sidebar, just graduated college.
Yes, I did.
Woo! That's a really big step. So
Yes.
huge kudos to you. So congratulations.
Thanks.
So I guess it's appropriate to say. So what I asked you, what do you attribute your success to? And I was so shocked when you didn't say college, right? You
Oh,
said,
no.
you said the key to your success is that this is a quote, I love what I'm doing and I'm a fast learner. And
Yes.
I would suggest or kind of add to that, if it's okay to add to your quote, that you also just did it. You didn't sit around and think about it. And
Exactly.
I don't know that you wrote out this big master business plan. You just basically learned and got it done. So will you talk a little bit about that? Because I think there's a great message in there.
Absolutely, yeah. As I was building my blog, I was reading Pat Flynn's site, and I pretty much was reading an article and then going and applying it to my blog, probably almost immediately while it was still fresh in my brain and I could remember what to do. And so, I just went article through article and looked at what to do and just grew that way. Yeah, it wasn't at all through a college course or anything like that.
That is so cool. I love that. So, interesting. So, I'm trying to think about how to kind of tie these things together, and I'm curious for people that are out there and have an idea or what do you recommend that they do? Where to start? What can they do to begin? Check out Pat's blog and start like you did, or what do you think? Where's a good place for people to start? I get this question all the time. People say,
Yeah.
Jillian, I have this idea, I don't really know. I work in insurance, or I work behind a desk all the time, and I'm not passionate about it. I have ideas, but where should I begin? So I'm going to pass the buck and ask Ines. Where should they start?
I have to say that if you're really interested in blogging about a certain topic, I would go ahead and skip all of the free sites. WordPress.com, Blogspot, Tumblr, those things are free, which is wonderful, but if you want to personalize your site and be able to advertise at some point, those are not the way to go.
Yeah, right.
I started off with WordPress.com, and within a month I was wanting to, look into putting ads and stuff on there, and obviously I couldn't because they had rules against that.
Right.
And I couldn't personalize, the theme that I wanted to look like. So, and then I had to wait for a certain period of time before I could transfer it to a different site. So, just go ahead and invest in it at the beginning, and you'll be happy.
Okay. All right. That's a good suggestion. So you're a fan of WordPress.org?
Yes, I use Bluehost and then WordPress.
Okay, great. Those are good suggestions.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Michael Hyatt?
That sounds familiar, but...
I know actually Pat Flynn spoke at Michael Hyatt's platform conference.
Okay.
Yeah, a few months back. So I know I often will suggest Michael Hyatt. He has some really good video blog tutorials.
Oh, good.
How to set up a blog and that kind of thing. So just
Yeah.
put that in there. It's really cool. All right, so now let's talk about the fun part, because I think this is fantastic, and I love to talk to people who are in the early stages, really launching. And so you have, I would say, have done a phenomenal job of building this as what began, as I understand, as kind of hobby. Started to put it together. A business has grown out of it. And also you're working on graduating college. You had so many things that are happening simultaneously.
Yes.
As you know, use your life. But I would say what you were able to accomplish in almost 1 year with allpositivedogtraining.com is really fantastic. So this is your opportunity to tell everybody what you've been able to do in a year, because I think it's so easy to look at somebody who's been at it for years and years and see that their Facebook page has 50,000 fans, or they talk about, you know, all these big numbers, and it can feel overwhelming for somebody that's just getting started. So I love that you are technically getting started, but you've really covered quite a bit of ground. So I think it's fantastic, and so I'd love to kind of see if you would share a little bit with us about what has happened in the course of this year.
I'll probably forget something because I've been very busy, but I'll try.
All right.
So I started in June with my blog and kept reading and everything, and a lot of people said that ebooks were probably the best way to go, especially if you're first starting out. And so I started and created my first ebook, which I published in January on Amazon.
January 2013?
Yes.
Okay.
This
so
year.
All right. You published
6 months ago.
Okay. So you published your first ebook on Amazon January 2013. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then just recently I hit 1,000 followers on my All Positive Dog Training Facebook page, which is cool.
Awesome. That's so great. Cool. I'll put a link underneath this so people can click right to it. Great.
Yeah. And then and that was just through creating posters with good messages about the training that I do, and that was shared a lot through Facebook and helped me get some followers. My latest project, which I started, I think, in February, with limited progress up until school was over in May, is my leash aggression classroom website, because my dog has an issue with it, and I've learned so much about it. I want to share it with other people and help people that don't have access to positive reinforcement trainers in their area, so which is still a very big issue. So that's my latest project, and it hasn't launched yet, but it's ready to accept, emails if you're interested to sign up in the future. So
that would be awesome. So who might this apply to? Because I don't know. My guess is people who are pet owners who have dogs. They probably know what crossover training is and all this. I've learned thanks to you.
Yeah.
Maybe they do know. Maybe people who have pets or have dogs do know, but maybe they don't. So for my sake and the sake of others who might not know, could you just kind of drop it down a level to folks who don't know and explain who might be interested in getting information from you and learning from you? So who would this be applicable to?
My blog, The Crossover Trainer, is kind of all things training related. And then my new website, leashaggressionclassroom.com, is for people who have dogs that bark at other people or other dogs on leash. And it's gonna, which is as you know, I'm sure, is a pretty common problem.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Okay. And so there's a place for people to go online to add their email, and then they can find out more information, or how's that going to, is it, what are they going to do? Because I think you and I are familiar with a lot of online stuff and how this can happen, but I don't think everybody knows yet, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So some people, and I will go here a bit more in a moment, but for people who might live in Baltimore, Maryland, or Portland, Maine or something, right? And not Texas, right?
Yes.
And they have a dog and that, barks all the time, and they're thinking, oh, that's me.
Yes.
So can you kind of connect those dots for them?
Yeah, you just go to leashaggressionclassroom.com, and there's a little sign-up form, and you can sign up to get more emails in the future about the site, and it'll be launching soon.
Okay.
But it's really a how-to, if you want to change your dog's behavior.
Okay. So it'll be like tips and suggestions and how people can train their own dog.
A lot more than tips. It's a whole, behavior modification protocol. So it's got lots of videos. There's going to be a forum. There's a trainer's blog on those specific topics. And lots of other things. So it's a really great resource.
Great. I love this, and I also love, I know we've talked about this in the past a bit, but I think it's so exciting again. I feel like I'm constantly saying this, but by the way, I'm in the middle of this crazy storm. I don't know if you can hear it.
Oh, really? I heard the wind just now.
Yeah, the wind and it's a tornado or something out there. It's a little scary. It's coming down quite loud. But anyhow, we're here. We're having fun.
Yay.
And I have all my books behind me, so I feel comfortable. But honestly, it's, this whole world of the internet and all these tools and technologies and the use of video is really allowing us as people, as business people, as people who are passionate about something, to really share that and connect with people around the globe, like we've talked about. And I think it's so cool. I think it's really bringing those barriers down, or just removing them altogether, and really allowing a free flow of information. And it's so cool. It's like a whole different art form in a way, to be able to use these tools to help kind of propagate your business. I think it's awesome. And, so I think that there are so many other businesses that have maybe a local establishment or a local storefront or whatever, or not, but they can still utilize videos and all these online tools to help expand.
Definitely.
And it's so cool, because you never know who around the world might be ready for your message and might not live in your hometown. So I think it's really cool, and I think dog training is an awesome example of that. I think most people might assume they have to live close to you to have you train their dogs. Or actually,
No.
You're training the owners, right? You're not training the dogs, you're training the owners. So I think that's really cool. So I love that.
Thanks, yeah.
And interesting. So, circling back a bit, if you could talk a little bit about graduating college and how you understand this, or maybe how your thought process has evolved about all positive dog training, like over the past year and change, how your thought process has kind of evolved from when you first started. You were in college and maybe had this idea about what your future would be, and has that changed at all, and kind of what's that interplay?
Yeah. I think at the time I started my blog, I had just decided that I wanted to be a dog trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I know people look down upon that for some weird reason.
Yeah,
but,
we don't like those people anyway.
No.
So forget them.
I help them train their dog. That's all I know.
How do you like them apples, right?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
And so I just wanted to look at other ways I could incorporate, my knowledge of the internet and being active on the internet into this business that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I was already, 3 years into my college degree, so I wasn't going to quit and just, drop that. But we'll see how it applies in the future. I'm sure it will.
Mm-hmm. So are you, what's your kind of relationship to All Positive Dog Training right now and your other sites? Do you feel these are still, do you call them your business, or do you think of them more as like a hobby or something? Or what's your the way you do kind of articulate that?
Absolutely. I think they are my business.
Right.
Right now I'm in the process of moving. Ooh. So, with the local business, it's hard to, pick up and move, because you have to have those clients that refer to you and everything like that. But having my online presence really kind of already connects me with people where I'm going, or, in the future, wherever I might go, which is really nice.
That's awesome. That's so great to be able to kind of build online and be able to pick yourself up and go elsewhere, and all the while continue to grow your business online. That's really great. I love that.
Yeah.
That's cool. So any other kind of suggestions or resources or tips that you want to share with people? Any of your favorite? I know we've already given props to Pat Flynn, and I talked about Michael Hyatt a bit. Any other things that you like?
Well, I know you and me are both fans of Seth Godin.
Yes,
so.
Of course. Yep. Seth Godin.
Yeah. And he's really great. I read his book, The Purple Cow.
Oh, yes, of course.
And really it's just, it makes it extremely obvious, as far as advertising goes, what needs to be done, and why social media and connecting with others is so important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I know I always talk about the book Tribes. It's one of my favorite ones, and I could, where is it? It's down there. Yeah, it's one of my favorite books, and he's one of my favorite people. I love his message, and I highly recommend him. And I love that his books are typically short, small, and they're kind of a quick read, and they're full of all kinds of...
I have a hard time finishing books because I have so many to read, so I like that too.
I know what you mean. I know. I love books, but Seth Godin is really fantastic. And also podcasting. Are you involved in podcasting, or are you doing video work, or what's
I am.
anything you can share there? Since you have this snazzy microphone.
Yeah, I got this microphone for a reason, not just to talk to you.
Oh.
I am starting a new podcast that's going to be available for free, I decided, and it's going to be covering the topic of leash aggression. And so, yeah, I'll be interviewing lots of well-known trainers around the world, thanks to the internet.
Wow.
And be publishing those briefly, so, yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. And where will those be living? Will they be hosted on iTunes, or are they going to be, where will people be able to access them?
I'm following Pat Flynn's podcasting little guidelines.
Tutorial.
Yes.
Oh, that's so great. We have to send this to him. He'll be so happy to hear this. This is that's really cool. Do you have a timeline as far as when you expect to get those rolling out?
The first one should be done at least, at the very latest, at the end of July. So soon.
Oh, good. All right. So we'll circle back and check out your podcast. That'll be really cool. I love podcasts. I listen to them all the time. It's my treat when I go to the gym. I get to listen to podcasts. I love it. So that's like my time. I really love that. So, okay. Well, anything else that we left out that we should talk about, or now that we finally are connecting?
Yeah, no, I just, if anybody's out there is interested in starting something that they, are really interested in, I know I have some friends who are interested in it, and they're trying to find a good topic to start blogging about. And I'm pretty sure dog training was probably the worst topic I could have chosen to write about.
I don't think so. I love it. I mean,
as far as the amount of information that's already out there.
Okay, I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I have something to say about that topic, because this is the thing. I heard this before, that there's never. None of us can say anything that's unique, right? Everything's already been done before. Everything's been said before. But what is unique is the lenses that we bring to the table. So all of your experiences, all of your schooling, all of the jobs you've had, and your training time stuff. All that stuff comes together to create your own filter. And so what you share and the way you do, that's what's unique. So I think it doesn't matter if there are a million people out there. I mean, how many restaurants in town serve sushi or cook up, or you're in Texas, I should say. How many restaurants have barbecue, right? A lot of them, but not everybody loves the same one, right? All of us, there's so many of us that do similar things.
Yes.
So that's why it's really about who you are as a person, and that's why when somebody's able to tap into something that they know they love, they're going to have success with it, because it's so obvious. Like, I want to go out and get a dog after all the time that we've talked. It's so interesting,
Yeah.
So people that do have a dog, they want to find somebody that not only knows their material, but loves pets and loves dogs and wants to really help, and that clearly is you. So anybody out there, if you have a dog, you should check her out. If you don't have a dog, get a dog and then check her out. Or better yet, forward it to other people who have dogs. Because we all know somebody with that, wild dog that barks all the damn time or jumps on you when you show up at their house. See?
Definitely.
Those are all your potential clients. So I think it's really cool. And I also think for people that aren't sure what they want to do, to just start.
Yeah.
Just get started, right?
Yeah.
That's what you were telling me about.
Start talking about your journey and, whatever that might be.
just start writing. And would you agree that just set up a blog and just write a little bit, write a couple paragraphs or whatever it is? People, I think, can be intimidated with the idea, like blogging. It's like this scary word, right? But just get started, set it up. It's like kind of journaling to yourself, and you can share it with other people. And oftentimes that will show you the direction to go.
Yeah.
Sound about right?
Yeah, because you'll write about what you like to write about, and then you'll see where that takes you. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I love that. So I think it's cool what you're doing, and I can't wait to see, where you end up and how things go the next 3 to 6 months and beyond. And I'm really excited about your podcast, and so I'll keep an eye open for that and push that out to people and suggest it to folks that I know. Cool.
Awesome.
All right. So we have allpositivedogtraining.com. We have thecrossovertrainer.com, and we have
Leash Aggression Classroom.
Leash Aggression Classroom.com.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Cool. So I'll link those things up there as well. And the book that you published on Amazon, Is that available on one of those sites? Is it on the Crossover Trainer?
Yeah, there should be a link on there. It's also called Dog Training the Easy Way.
Dog Training
if you want to search it on Amazon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's on Amazon, and your podcast will be coming up in another month or so.
Yes.
And that'll be free.
Yes.
Excellent. I love it. Well, I'm so glad we connected today. And,
Me too.
And I look forward to staying in touch with you for sure, Ines. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And good luck moving.
Thanks. Yeah.
And congratulations on graduating college. That's a really big step. And I'm so it's so amazing what you've been able to do and where you're at already. Because not every recent college grad has something that they've been building and they can continue. Many of them are not in that position, and so it's not too late if you're not, but everybody should certainly get started. I think it's great, and creating a self-sufficient income and doing something that you love to do is, what could be better than that?
Yes.
So you get #kudos.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, all right, well, thank you for your time, and we will be in touch with you soon.
Wonderful.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for checking out thejilliangroup.com. See you later.